Disney has become a giant, if not the giant, in entertainment and media. It has gone to the point where the animation style has even become a part of the brand. And although I have no doubt that Disney will continue its monopoly and collect more and more characters, there are just some characters and people that I would love to see in the Disney animation style. So thankfully, with this CivitAI model, I don't have to wait for the Disney CEOs to buy more IP. I can just use SDXL and ComfyUI to design my very own studio-worthy cartoons. So without further ado, let's get started. First, we need to get an instance up and running, which we can easily do from anywhere on ComfyUI, even the dashboard. Just choose your desired GPU, and then click Start Instance. It's that easy. And while we wait, if you want more videos about cool SDXL models, large language models, or just GPU rentals, then check out our channel and feel free to subscribe so you never miss a new video. And now that our instance is loaded, we can go under Example Machine Learning Workflows, past Llama 3 MetaAI's LLM, to the SDXL tab, where all we have to do is click Launch SDXL. This one button click prompts ComfyUI to install and set up both SDXL and ComfyUI for us. So all we have to do is just install our model. Now to do this involves using SSH to go inside of our instance. So if you are unfamiliar with the SSH process or terminals, I do have a video posted on our channel going step by step through the process, as I will be going somewhat fast today. But honestly, you only need to know a few commands, so it might not be as difficult as you may think. First things first, we're going to need to SSH into our instance using our terminal. And then we can just copy in the SSH command, paste, and then we can go ahead and put in our randomly generated SSH password. Perfect. And we are now inside of our instance, so we can go ahead and do CD. And if you type in COM and then tab, it will autocomplete for you. So we'll CD into ComfyUI. We're going to CD into models. And then if we ls here, we're going to see all of our model subfolders. Now our current model is a checkpoint, so we're going to go ahead and cd into the checkpoints folder. And then if we ls here, we're just going to see our SDXL base and our SDXL refiner models. So now that we're in the proper model folder, we're going to need to go back to our CivitAI page so we can get our actual model. To do that, we're going to go over to the download button and then right click and just copy link address. Now back to our instance, and then we're just going to do wget and then our link address. And then when we do enter, this will automatically prompt the install process for us. And now once our model is done installing, it was saved under 239306, and that's just because of the way our link was, because it says download models and then the model number from CivitAI. And so we're going to need to rename it using the mv move command, and then we're going to put in the old name, and then you can rename it whatever name you'd like. Just make sure it ends with safe tensor. I'm going to rename mine just Disney Real Cartoon Mix, as it is the name of the model, or at least the CivitAI model page, so I'm just going to name it that to keep it nice and simple. If I could type today though, that would be helpful. And now though, if we ls, we'll see that we have successfully installed and renamed our model. So now let's go ahead and go inside of ComfyUI, and let's take this little baby on test drive. So inside of ComfyUI, you should be looking at the default workflow. And if not, just go ahead and click Load Default. If we take a look over at our load checkpoint, we're going to go ahead and change it to our Disney checkpoint model, like so. And then before we approach our prompts, let's go ahead and just adjust our conditioning first. I'm going to go ahead and change my empty latent image node from 512 to 1024 by 1024. And then for our case sampler, I'm going to up my steps to 30. I'm going to bring my CFG down ever so slightly. And then I'm also going to change my sampler and my scheduler. I'm going to go ahead and be using DPM++, SDE, and then for my scheduler, we're going to do Keras. Perfect. And now we just need our prompts. I'm going to go ahead and start with my negative prompt, and actually, I'm going to leave a watermark there, and we're going to put deformed hands, bad proportions, bad quality, blurry, and noisy. Perfect. And then for our positive prompts, it's honestly fairly simple because this model uses trigger words. So you can either use Mo Diz N, I'm going to call Mo Disney, so Mo Disney, Disney, or Mo Disney, Disney style. Easy peasy. And then you can just add the name or character of whoever or whatever you'd like to Disneyfy, like a cow, for example. Which is adorable, or even a corgi. But where this model shines is people, like Rihanna, for example. Perfect. But to be fair, this is the Rihanna, so it is very hard to make her look bad. So instead, let's try to add some diversity at Disney and try something a little different. Personally, I would love to see a Disney Junior show starring a beautiful Muslim woman and her small daughter. Perfect. Let's see what we get when we queue prompt. This is absolutely precious. But now I want to try a slightly more detailed prompt. Just keep in mind though that overall for this model, short and sweet prompts work best, so we'll have to be descriptive, but we can't write an entire storyboard. I'll be honest, I have watched Coco recently, and in my humble opinion, it is one of the best movies to come from modern Disney, and so I just want to see how it creates an abuela, or a little Mexican grandmother. And I want her wearing a white dress with floral embroidery. And then I'm gonna put the background as a highly detailed and colorful town in Mexico. Alright, and let's see what we get. Gorgeous. I have a hot take that Western movies need to include more elderly or aged characters, as long as those characters aren't in politics. And honestly, this art style does such a beautiful job of just capturing the prompt and what I was looking for beautifully. But now let's go ahead and try it with our reference image instead of just having an empty latent one. Let's go ahead and replace that with our VAE encoder. VAE, and then we're going to go ahead and load image, and for our first image I would love to see Snoop Doggy Dogg in Disney animation style. I think he'd be a wonderful Disney princess. But let's go ahead and adjust our prompt then for that reason, and so we're going to remove that and we're just going to say Snoop Dogg and Snoop Dogg smoking one blunt-shaped object. All right, let's cue prompt and see what we get. All right, notice that it didn't really reference our reference image. And that's something I have noticed with this model when it comes to image-to-image workflows. And that's when we need to adjust our conditioning more, just because of how strong this model is. So we're actually going to need to bring our denoise down to 0.8. And then when you bring your denoise, it's recommended to also increase your steps. So we're going to bring that up to 40. And I'm also going to lower my CFG though to 6.5, just to kind of give an overall balance. So let's go ahead and try again and see what improvements we get. This is much better. But as mentioned before, with this model, when using image-to-image, it relies much more heavily on the prompt and the conditions than whatever image you loaded in. So as Snoop Dogg is a very well-known man, it is very likely that the model just relied on the prompt Snoop Dogg than anything else. So we actually can see that if we go ahead and replace Snoop Dogg with a more normal person. She is definitely giving main character energy, but she's not recognizable as Snoop Dogg would be. So let's go ahead and adjust our prompt now to fit her. And we are instead going to say, I want Disney style of a girl dressed in red, wearing round silver glasses, and a red beret. And let's cue prompt and see what we get. Alright, see, so even with the denoise at 0.8, the word red, I think, really kind of took it for a loop. We have red glasses, red eyes, and we have silver hair instead of silver glasses. So we're actually going to need to bring down our denoise even further to 0.5. The other settings should be able to remain the same. And let's see if we get a better result this way. Much, much better. All in all, this is a wonderful SDXL model if you enjoy the art style of Disney. Just remember though that if you are using a reference image, that you are going to have to lower the denoise strength so that your image shines through more than the model. But there you have it. With just a few simple steps, we've brought the magic of Disney animation to our own creative projects using SDXL and Compute Grid. From beloved characters like Rihanna and Snoop Dogg to imaginative new characters, this model allows us to explore endless possibilities in the iconic Disney style. Just remember, the key to getting the best results is to play around with the prompts and settings yourself, especially when using reference images. Remembering to lower the CFG and denoise values makes a huge difference. But if you've enjoyed this tutorial and want to see more content about cool SDXL models, large language models, or GPU rentals, then be sure to check out our channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a new video. But thank you all so much for joining us on this creative journey. Now, go out there and anger the mouse by creating your very own Disney-inspired masterpieces.